अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, उम्मीद करती हूँ कि आप सब दोस्त खैरियत से होंगे। तो दोस्तों आज की इस वीडियो में आपके पास सेकंड ईयर की जो है हमारे पास बुक, जो हमारे पास सेकंड बुक इसकी है वो है गुड बाय मिस्टर चिप्स, जेम्स हिटन। तो ये हमारे पास इसकी एक इंग्लिश की हमारे पास एक और टेक्स्ट बुक है बुक 2, और ये हमारे पास एक बुक है मिस्टर चिप्स। तो इसकी मैं आज आपको चैप्टर नंबर 7 की रीडिंग करके दिखाऊँगी, क्योंकि इसकी थोड़ी रीडिंग वर्डिंग मुश्किल काफ़ी होती है, तो ये इसलिए आपको ये आसान लगेगी। फिर चलें अपनी रीडिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं जहाँ तक हमारी हो गई। चैप्टर नंबर 17 हमने लिया है इसका। He sat in his front parlor at Mr. Wickett's on a November afternoon in 33. It was cold and foggy, and he dared not go out. He had not felt too well since Armistice Day. He fancied he might have caught a slight chill during the chapel service. Merivale had been that morning for his usual fortnightly chat. Everything all right? Feeling hurty? That's the style. Keep indoors this weather. There's a lot of flu about. Wish I could have your life for a day or two. His life, and what a life it had been. The whole pageant of it swung before him as he sat by the fire that afternoon. The thing he had done and seen, Cambridge in the 60s, Great Gable on an August morning, Brookfield at all times and seasons throughout the years, and for that matter, the things he had not done and would never do now that he had left them too late. He had never travelled for instance, and he had never been to a talkie show, so that he was both more and less experienced than the youngest boy at the school might well be, and that the paradox of age and youth was what the world called progress. Mr. Wickett had gone out visiting relatives in a neighboring village. She had left the tea things ready on the table with bread and butter and extra cups laid out in a case anybody called. On such a day, however, visitors were not very likely with the fog thickening wholly outside. He would probably be alone. But no, about a quarter to a 4 a ring came and Chips, answering the front door himself, encountered a rather small boy wearing a Brookfield cap and an expression of anxious timidity. Please, sir, he began. Does Mr. Chips live here? हम ये मतलब वो वक्फा देता है. You'd better come inside, Chips answered, and in his room a moment later he added, I am the person you want. Now that can I do for you. ये अंदर वो वक्फा लेता है क्योंकि वो काफ़ी बूढ़ा हो चुका है. I was told you wanted me, sir. Chips smiled. An old joke, an old leg pull, and he, of all people, having made so many old jokes in his time, ought not to complain, and it amused him to cap the joke, as it were, with one of its own, to let them see that he could keep his end up even yet. So he said, with eyes twinkling, quite right, my boy. I wanted you to take tea with me. Will you? Sit down by the fire. I don't think I have seen your face before. How is it? How is that? Ah, nahi. I have only just come out of the sanatorium, sir. I have been there since the beginning of term with measles. That accounts for it. Chips began his usual ritualistic blending of tea from the different caddies. Luckily, there was a half a walnut cake with pink icing in the cupboard. He found out that the boy's name was Linford, that he lived in Shropshire, and that he was the first of his family at Brookfield. You know, Linford, you like Brookfield when you get used to it. It is not half such as awful place as you imagine. You are a bit afraid of it, yes? So was I am, dear boy, at first. But that was a long time ago, 63 years ago, to be precise, when I first went into big hall and I saw all those boys. I tell you, I was quite scared. Indeed, I don't think I have ever been so scared in my life. No, no, even when the Germans bombed us during the war. But it did not last long. The scared feeling. I mean, I soon made myself at home. ठीक है, ये यहाँ तक हमने इसकी आज रीडिंग की, हाफ चैप्टर की। और उम्मीद है कि आपको मेरी ये वीडियो बहुत अच्छी लगी होगी। आप हमारे इस चैनल को लाइक करना मत भूलें और सब्सक्राइब भी करें और बेल आइकन को जरूर प्रेस करें ताकि हमारी हर वीडियो आप तक पहुँच सके। नेक्स्ट वीडियो तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।